We asked 3 questions of those who were interviewed in the video that you saw earlier. The first question was, what brought you to the church? And you heard several different instances, whether it was a family member, they walked in, they grew up in the church, celebrate recovery because of an addiction issue. The second question was, what keeps you at the church? And again, you heard different reasons, but the consistency was about relationships, people that they had connected with, and ways that they then had become active in ministry as well too. And the final question was this: what would you say to church people? Because all of these are church people that were interviewed, just like you. What would you say to church people as an encouragement to represent Jesus Christ and to reach others for Christ? So you also heard from this group different ways where people were participating in the life of the church. One person talked about leading a Bible study. The other one talked about participating. There was a statement, it's like coming home. Another one said that we were not judged as we came into the church. All right. I'm preaching to the choir. I know that. You are elected representatives of the annual conference, or you're very involved in your church. We have clergy, district superintendents, people all across our conference. You are here because you are already involved in the life of the church. But I would suggest to you that many of our churches, if not almost all of our churches, live in a bubble that needs to be expanded much, much wider. I said earlier, who is our neighbor? The question that the lawyer asked Jesus when he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. So the question is, who is our neighbor? Now, as we think about that, we know that our neighbors are all around us. And that if people are to get involved in the church, and by the way, there are many different expressions of the church beginning to develop. You'll hear more about those through fresh expressions. Vaughn Stafford just talked about the L3 process of leading, loving, and learning. You'll hear about area teams. You'll hear about mission insight. You'll hear about professions of faith and different ports of entry that the church and we can help others to enter as far as knowing Christ as we know Christ. But in each of these, we want to focus upon the relationship. Now, Vaughn used a statement that I also was going to use, is that nobody cares what you know unless they know that you care. The United Methodist Church for many years and continues has been one of the greatest institutional vehicles of service across the nation and the world, and we are very proud of that. And yet, there is more for us to do than it's good to go to an international mission, it's good to go to a national Redbird mission or wherever it may be. But it's also good to be in relationship with our neighbor. And if you don't hear anything else, I think that's one of the most critical things that I will say today, is to find a way to be in relationship with others. Now, relational evangelism is not simply about being nice, but it's looking for opportunities. And we all do this in different ways. Some of us are more of an introvert. Some of us are way off the scale extroverted, and most of us are somewhere in between. But how can we develop relationships with people that are our neighbors that we come across, whether it's at Walmart, whether it's at the restaurant, whether it's in our circle of friends that maybe are disconnected, whatever way it might be? How can we individually? As I said earlier, I'm speaking to the choir, and so the next level is to say, how can we take that into our local church? So laity, I want to say this very strongly to you. Don't rely simply on your pastor to offer the direction, the vision, what we need to do, the programs, etc., but be a part of the kingdom work and encourage those as part of your own congregations. Healthy congregations wants to partner with you in any way that we can to do that. And we believe, again, it's not a matter of a program, but it's a matter of programs that help to point towards a larger product, and that is, again, relationship with Jesus Christ. So earlier, again, we had our video that will be on our website. It may already be on our website. I encourage you to look at it again to see how people have been connected and in relationship with others. I encourage you to take this to your church and work with your pastor. And again, as I said earlier, congregational health and our team, we want to help you in doing various things that might be productive and fruitful as far as kingdom work. Thank you.